Hello, I hope you're well. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Rachel for Real. Today I thought I'd talk about my sinking funds. As we're very close to the beginning of September, it feels like a good point to have a review of my money and the money I need to put away for bills that, only come up once a year or less frequently. It's that sort of back to school time, isn't it? I always feel like it's a better time to make changes than January the 1st, because January to me is a miserable month and the last thing I want to do is feel deprived. So I think that September's a good time to do it, and that's why I've just had a little rethink about my sinking funds and what I need to put away each month to make sure that I can pay my annual bills. Having written it all out, it has sort of naturally separated itself into two sections. And the first section is obligatory. I have to pay these things, I can't get out of them. And the second group of sinking funds are discretionary, I think you could call it. Some of them you kind of have to have, but you can try and reduce the cost or spread the distance, say for haircuts, spread the distance between haircuts so it doesn't cost you as much over 1 year. So the first section of the sinking funds is the things that I have to pay. So the first one up is my car. Now you could argue that I could sell my car and then I wouldn't have these annual expenses, but my life and my work means that I need a car. I try and keep the bill as low as possible. I have a 12-year-old car, so it's not new, it's not flashy, and that's fine, it gets me around. So I'm not extravagant with my cars, but these costs come up, don't they? You have to pay them. So the first one is for car insurance, and that's £258 this year. I mentioned in a video a few weeks ago that I had my insurance come up in July, and I made the mistake of not going on the comparison sites and seeing whether I could get a lower price, and it just went through automatically. So next year we'll learn from that, and we'll, about a month before it's due, so sometime in June, I will compare other companies and see what they can offer me at a lower price for the same cover. Anyway, this year it was £258. I also have green flag roadside rescue. So if my car breaks down, somebody will come out and help me or tow me to a garage, whatever I need. That's £41 a year. I don't pay road tax because my car is tiny and it's only a 1 litre engine, so it's under the emissions level. So I have to apply for my car tax every year, but I don't pay any money. So that's a bonus of having a very small old car. MOT and service, can't really get around this, you have to do it. And I always sort of pray when I leave it with a garage that it's going to pass. Last year it didn't pass its MOT, so I had to have extra work done on it. But I budget £290 a year for MOT and service. And then new tyres. Invariably I'll need at least 1, probably 2 tyres a year. I get them rotated on the car when I get new tyres. So I put £200 for that. So the annual costs for my car is £789. Obviously I've got petrol and everything on top of that, but that's a monthly bill, not an annual bill. So £789 going into a sinking fund for my car. And then the next obligatory ones are for my home, my flat. I pay contents insurance, that's £45. I pay ground rent once a year, which is £100 at the moment, but will be going up to £200 soon. And I have maintenance fee of £1,400, which is a horrific amount of money. And that's split into 2 bills, one in January and one at the beginning of July. So the total amount that I need to put away in sinking funds for my home is £1,545. So if I add those two together, it's a total of £2,334. Divided by 12 is £194.50. So we'll call it £200. £200 a month I need to put away into a sinking fund for these non-negotiable costs. So yeah, that's quite a lot of money, £200 a month. I was putting away £180 a month for sinking funds, but everything's gone up except my income, which has gone down rapidly recently. So I need to really reassess, you know, how I can put this money away, how I can earn some more money. So £200 a month for the non-negotiables. Then we move on to the things that are more discretionary. Some of the things I have to have, like dentist haircuts, new glasses, that kind of thing. But I try and reduce the cost of them when I do need to buy them. But I still have to put money away so that it's there when these things crop up. So the first one of the discretionary sinking funds is Christmas. I'm going to put £10 a month away for Christmas, and I know that doesn't sound very much, but I have very little income at the moment, so you know, I'd still like to buy a few Christmas presents for people and some nice food, but it's going to be a very frugal Christmas this year, and that's fine. You know, I'm sure the people in my life who know my circumstances will be understanding of that. Another category that a lot of people have is a holiday fund. Now, I've not had a holiday for 9 years, 8-9 years now. So I'm not going to put any money into a holiday sinking fund at the moment because I just don't have the spare money to put it away. Household, so that's things that sort of, you know, if I got to the end of my towels and they're like rags and bits of string, I can replace that type of thing. So I'm going to put £10 a month into my household sinking fund. Replacement white goods. So washing machine, I don't have a tumble dryer, fridge, freezer, that kind of thing. Inevitably they go wrong or you have to replace them. It seems to be harder and harder these days to get anything fixed. And there's that sort of built-in obsolescence, isn't there? You know, you're looking at maybe 5 years, if you're lucky, 7 on these appliances. And it's guaranteed, isn't it, that about 3 weeks after your warranty runs out, something goes wrong with it. So I'm going to put £30 a month away for replacement white goods. So that's £360 for the year. Decorating the flat in terms of, you know, touching up paintwork, things like that, £5 a month, which is more than enough. I mean, I've got paint sitting in a room that I bought to do my bathroom when I moved into the flat, and it's coming up 2 years and it's still sat there. I hate decorating. And I know it needs doing because every time I go in the bathroom I look at the paint work and I sort of think, oh my God, I've got to do this, but then I do. So £5 is more than enough because clearly I don't do any decorating. Dentist, this is an expensive one for me. I've had constant problems with my teeth since I had a bike accident when I was 12. So I have crowns and I have dentures and I have just dreadful teeth. So I spend a lot of money at the dentist, and although I have got an NHS dentist, you still do have to pay for treatment. So I'm going to put £20 a month away for the dentist and pray that I don't need anything other than just 2 checkups a year in the coming year. But normally I do, so we'll see how that goes. Haircut, £10 a month, which doesn't quite cover it. I go and get my hair cut about once every 10 weeks, and it's about £25 at the moment. If I carry on going to the same hairdresser, when I turn 60 at the beginning of January, that will reduce, I think, to about £17, so that'll save me a little bit of money. So £10 a month for haircuts, and a sinking fund for glasses. I've just got new glasses in the last month and they cost me £340. I try to go 2 years without having to have new prescription, but it doesn't always work like that. I think I've only had a year between this pair and the last pair. So £20 a month for a year, £240, doesn't cover a new pair, but if I can eke it out to 18 months or 2 years, then that should be enough. So the total for those discretionary sinking funds comes to £1,320. Divide that by 12 months, £110 a month. So yeah, it's a biggie. £310 to sinking funds per month if I want to cover all of those things. And that's quite frightening considering I was only putting away £180 a month. So my plan going ahead is obviously to earn more income because I'm off work with my knee at the moment, as many of you will know. So I'm not getting any of that income. I'm looking into employment support, ESA, employment support assistance, something like that. But I might go and talk to somebody at the Citizens Advice Bureau about that and whether they think I'm eligible and whether they can help me apply for that to get a little bit of a top up. You know, I've been paying national insurance for long enough, but I'm sure they'll find a way around it to say that I'm not eligible. But I'll go and find out from Citizens Advice and see if we can, you know, move that along a bit. So yeah, I've got to find £310 just for the sinking funds on top of obviously my monthly bills, which aren't going down. My gas and electric, I've just been informed by my provider that that's going up by £15 a month from the 1st of September. And I also saw today on an email from Martin Lewis, is it Money Saving Expert, that Ofgem have put the price cap up again for winter because we love them, don't we? As soon as it gets cold, they put the price up. So that's all changing at the moment. So income's down, bills up, and it's not great, is it? But the only thing you can do is try and make a plan and do the best you can with what you've got. So what I'm going to do is, for the £200 a month for the non-negotiable things, I'm going to put that money into one pot. I'm not going to divide it up into green flag or insurance or that kind of thing. I'm just going to keep it in one pot and monitor how it goes up and what I'm having to spend out of that money. The more discretionary things like Christmas and household haircuts, that kind of thing, I'm going to set up little pots within my Monzo account. I opened a Monzo account to put money in every month for groceries, petrol and spending money. And that's worked quite well. The card's really easy to use, really easy to set up. If you are interested in getting a Monzo account, like I did, you can sign up using the link below. And if you go through the process of signing up, get your card and use it within 30 days of signing up, you can get a reward, about £10. I think it goes up to £50. I think most people probably get £10. And I would also get £10 for you using my referral. So win-win for both of us. But, you know, regardless of whether you're interested in doing that and using my referral link or not, I've got my Monzo account. I used somebody else's referral and I got £10 and they got £10. So we can all help each other out a little bit, can't we? But the nice thing about this Monzo account is I can divvy up the amounts into different categories. So I can have a Christmas category, grocery category, dentist, haircuts, glasses, etc. And that way I can see what's in each pot for those things. And when they crop up, I can decide whether I can put them off for a little bit and just put a bit more money in that pot, or whether I have to spend the money that's in the sinking fund. But at least it's more visible if it's in separate pots. The things like the non-discretionary ones, you know, all the car things and my home things, I sort of know they're coming up because I know what dates, you know, they come up each year. If it's in one pot, that's fine. I can work that one out. But the more discretionary ones, I can, you know, split up in my Monzo account and keep an eye on them and tally up, you know, how the money's building up in each little category. So that's the plan I hope it works. I hope that I can increase my income. But yes, quite shocking. I mean, considering I've been very, very, what's the word? Frugal about how much I'm putting away for clothes and Christmas, that sort of thing. It's still quite shocking to see that it's £310 per month that I have to find to put away. However, I would rather have my sinking funds and know that there's a balance there that I can use when I need it, rather than stressing about, I haven't got the money, and putting it on a credit card, which I don't want to do. I'm debt free at the moment and I would like it to stay that way. And I've given up a lot of things like holidays and, living in a nice big house in order to be debt free. And I get peace of mind from that. I don't get peace of mind from owing people money. That's the plan. Let me know what you do with your sinking funds and how you sort of divvy them up. Do you have them in categories, or do you just have one big pot and take from that when you need it? I'd be interested to know, so let me know in the comments, and I will see you next weekend for an update on my spending in August. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye for now.